You know what I'm saying?
Brother
Like,
Shaka,
oh, yeah.
let me say this before I go. You are one of the most dangerous brothers in our community. Why? Because he has been listening for a long time, and when you say something, he's going to say, "Wait, but you said this on this day. Here's the video."
And he's going to have the documentation.
He is one of the most dangerous brothers in our community. And so I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that Soneta's audience now knows about you. He was talking to me about Shaka. I thought he was talking about Shaka almost for a second. Because Soneta love him some Shaka Ma'at forever. So I'm just honored that now we have a more global. I know Rob Moore was kind of making a joke, but he was also making a comment. The reality is that this internet is going to allow Africans all over the world to connect on our interest, and that is powerful. That is powerful.
Yes.
I'm honored to be on. I promise I will communicate with you. I'm watching your shows ardently, Shaka. So whenever you would like me to come and chat with you privately or publicly, please let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otep Senu and Asenut I Tiran Ishakanugu Kemet. I hope you're doing well. The title of this live stream is Sand Dwellers Autobiography of Weni. Let me check the sound quality. Okay, sounds good on my end. Daniel Williams is in the place to be. Now, let me get the fair use disclaimer out of the way just in case. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for criticism, comment, and news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Let me share the video. Well, actually, if anybody wants some custom designs, like the hats, the mugs, you have the link right there. This video that I recommend you watch is less than an hour long. It has 400,000 views. It's called Kimet Ma'ad. And also this video called Fake Advocates. It's important to know these fake people using a noble cause just to make money on the side without any integrity, without any dignity. Now, you know what's amazing actually? Something came on my feed. Let's have a look. Just as I started the stream, I wanted to check the sound quality on my mobile phone and it came on my feed. Let's have a look together. Auntie Shug, is he a Shriner or a Mason? And what's funny is that the voice interrogating him or asking him questions, let's say, sounds familiar.
Mr. Brother Brown, you went on a nice series with him.
Doesn't it sound like Tahaka Bay? So Auntie Shug is cool with Tahaka Bay also? You will find out more about Tahaka Bay on that video, Fake Advocates. He read his own paperwork where it says sex offender, and he said, yes, they checked. Registered /lifetime sex offender. Tahaka Bay showed his own paperwork. Then he took the video down. and fake advocate Greenstone made excuses for him. Make that make sense? So
Yeah,
Uh,
Kwame.
Kwame Brown. You wanna? But did you actually fly? You ain't got to answer if you don't want to. A drone over the man house, bro.
No, my pilot did. I didn't. My pilot did.
All right, I got
3 times.
that's crazy. But no, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. The guy, Mr. Brother Brown, you went on a nice series with him.
Yeah,
uh,
Kwame.
Kwame Brown. You wanna? But did you actually fly? You ain't got to answer if you don't.
so I'm sharing this link just for all purposes. You have the link to this short video right there in the chat. All right. Danny Williams wrote, "He's a more LOL." But anyway, Sister Andrea Burnett is in the place to be. Now the topic really, I wanted to show you. You can understand why sometimes I'm planning on making a video or a live stream, and then I end up changing my mind. And I want to show you how, I'm sharing the link if somebody wants to get on the panel. Oh, now my X is in the place to be. So if somebody wants to get on the panel, you do have the link right there. Now, oh, MF Dreadson is in the place to be as well. So let me just show you. Oh, I have to share from my other computer. So I have to log in. So enter. Share. There it is. Okay, so there is this book called Judgment of the Pharaoh by PhD Joyce Tilsley. On the screen you have both the, forgot if they say hardcover and paperback, but I actually happen to have both. I explain why it happened, but I don't want to repeat myself at this point. So it's a very interesting book actually, and on page 42 she cited, and it says, when His Majesty Pepi I took action against the Asiatic sand dwellers. So then I wonder, oh, what is the word for Swendella? So sorry, for sand dwellers in Medunecher or hieroglyphic, you see? So just because I wondered how it is written, you will see what I went through. So for the record, there is a footnote 6 on that footnote number 6. So it is not on page 42. It's towards the end of the book. But when you go to the footnote 6, it says, from the Old Kingdom Autobiography of Weni. And then we have, now I don't know if we pronounce it Lichdem. I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's pronounced Lichdem, but I pronounce it Lichdem. So Miriam Lichdem, she's well known actually. So the book is called Ancient Egyptian Literature, Volume 1, pages 18 to 23. And she wrote, now this is once again Dr. Joyce Tilsley, PhD. She wrote, during the New Kingdom, the army developed into a more professional organization, and there was no need to enforce national services. And the reason why I put that in red is because some people say that there was no army in ancient Egypt. But here, this PhD wrote that during the New Kingdom, the army developed into a more professional organization, which means that there was army even in the Old Kingdom, right? Now, this is the book by Miriam Lichdem, once again called Ancient Egyptian Literature, and this is page 18. Now, you have, of course, the book cover on the left, and on the right, you have a screen print of the PDF. So it does say 19 here, but you can see that this is the next or following page. So this is definitely from page 18. Okay, so it is indeed the autobiography of now it is written this way. It's really Weni, but let's say Weni. When I say it's Weni, according to the transliteration, if people go on the Wikipedia page, well, actually, let's do that now. Why not? So autobiography of let's say Weni. So I'm gonna share this in the chat, so you don't even have to look for anything. So here is the Wikipedia page, the people's favorite. Okay, and right there you do have the glyphs for the name. So according to the transliteration, it will be pronounced Uni. Okay, that's the reason why I said that, but you have it for the record. Now, that being said, we can go back to this. Now, it's from Abydos, and she gave us the Cairo Museum number, which is 1435, 1435, 6th dynasty, right? So what's interesting here is you can see how much information we have about Kemet or ancient Egypt. Right there, she gives us different publications. So we have Marriott, Abydos, Volume 2, and then he gives us references. We have P. Tresson, l'inscription d'Uni. We have a Borcard. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but it looks like it's a German name. And we have a translation, BAR. I think we went through that before. I forgot the exact acronym, but And we have M. Struckmans, Bruxelles, Annuaire, third or three. And we also have J.A. Wilson in ANET. And even says that we have additional references may be found in works of Tresson and Brochard or Brocard. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, so forgive me if I mispronounce it. So just to give you an idea of how much references we have regarding that. But anyway, that being said, now this is page 19 of Miriam Licham's book, Ancient Egyptian Literature. That's volume 1, the Old and Middle Kingdom. So once again, you do see page 20 here, but you can tell this is the following or next page. So this is definitely page 19. So here we can read, when His Majesty took action against the Asiatic sand dwellers. So just like Joyce Tilsley in her book, we have the term sand dwellers. Okay, so we know where it comes from. Okay, the autobiography of Weni. So before I looked up the autobiography of Weni, or actually I may have looked it up before, I was wondering, okay, what is the term for sand? Now on Alan Gardner's Egyptian grammar, page 623, we do have the word for sand. So here we don't have the transliteration, but those who are familiar with the glyphs know that this is the sh, this is the ain, and this is the e sound transliterated with the y. So sha'i. Okay, but we have other sources to go through. So right here we have James P. Allen's Middle Egyptian, page 531, and here we do have the glyphs, and we do have the transliteration. Now we don't have the e sound here transliterated with a y, so that will be pronounced sha, and it told us that this is sand. We also have Faulkner, Concise Dictionary of Middle Egyptian, page 262, and it is right here. Now we have the glyphs and we have the transliteration. So we have the sh, we have the ain, which looks like a lowercase c, and we have the y, so that's the sound e. So sha'i, and he told us sand. Now we have references, this look like Sinue to me, S-I-N, so it's probably an abbreviation for Sinue. But anyway, we have here Nemiyu Sha'i, and he wrote sand pharaohs, Bedouin. And here we have Heriyu Sha'i, sand dwellers, and we have different references. So right here on James P. Allen's Middle Egyptian, page 522, it is right there at the bottom. We have many, and it says travel by foot. And then here we have many, Sha, nomad. or literally sand traveler. Okay, so when I put the autobiography of Weni, oh, I shouldn't have done that, but it's okay. See, I had this one here, this result, and then I scroll down and we have the Harvard University. So I'm sharing the link to some publication by two scholars. So you have the link right here in the chat. So you can download this publication. You see here, download full text PDF. Okay. Now, one moment. Okay, so this work is called the Autobiography of Weni, an additional source of Egypt's nautical activities during the Old Kingdom. So it is from the author Muhammad Abd al-Rahman al-Sharkawi and Muhammad Mustafa Abd el-Magid. So the first author is a professor of Egyptology from the Department of Egyptology, Faculty of Arts, Menofia University, and the second author is a senior archaeologist, Central Department for Underwater Antiquities. Now, I did not check their credentials, just for the record. This is written on the PDF, and once again, you have the link to download that PDF, okay? And on page 60 of this work, you have the text with the hieroglyphic transcript, and we have, so it is 3.2, the second expedition. So we have, of course, the hieroglyphic text. This is the transliteration, and at the bottom we do have the translation. So some of you are familiar with the Medunetcher. Now here we have some boats. So some of you may be familiar with the word for boat. It is depet. Hold on. Looking for it at the transliteration. And now it's here, so it will be before. I have another word, but okay. Here we have ear. I've seen it. It's ear, and e. Now, where is Henna? I'm sorry, I'm just back to M. So we have, okay, we have Hasud here, or Hasetiu. So here, you know, it's actually interesting because this was not prepared. So, you know, Hyksos, Heka, or Hekau, Haset. Now here we have Hasetiu. And if you look at the translation, we have foreigners. You see? And the translation of Hyksos, the Greek is Hyksos, you know, Heka Heset, or Hekau Hesetiu, or Hesetu, sorry, Hekau Hesetu. It is foreign rulers. That's the translation, okay? So, hold on. So I'll cross over. Another word for army is Mesha. We have it here. And this glyph here stands for Mesha, but then we have the three glyphs that gives us the mark of the plural, okay? And so we look at the translation here, we do have army, but the main thing I was looking for is sand dwellers. So sand dweller is of course before, but it is going to be here because the word that we've seen, so the transliteration Mesha, there it is, Sha, the word for sand, and before we do have Her, okay? And as a matter of fact, some of you are familiar with the word Ta, and we do have it here in the transliteration Ta, okay? So the word translated as sand dwellers in English is actually Her Sha. Some people may say Her Sha E. Now, when you have some transliteration in parentheses, it is not written, but they have reasons to believe that this is how it was pronounced, but we're going to make it easy. So hair means on or upon or on top of. So basically, to make the long story short, in Medunetcher, quote unquote literally, it will be something like on top of the sand, those who are on the sand, something to that effect. But in English today, they will use the word sand dwellers, okay? Now, oh yes, sorry. The other link that I found is from Harvard University, like I said earlier. Here you have it in the chat. And that's when I type autobiography of Weni or Uni, okay? Now let's look together. So you can see this is definitely Harvard University, right? Biographies of Person and Place, the Tomb Complex of Weni or Uni, the Elder at Abydos, Volume 1 and 2. So I just went down, you know. So here we have this very nice artifact. So we are told here that we have Weni or Uni, the Elder, in a pose of adoration. Now remember, I've shown you two artifacts from the Louvre Museum because many people put their hands like that, one hand forward, you know, but really they're supposed to be at the same level, okay? And so we are told that he's in a pose of adoration, okay? So this artifact looks very nice. This is his name here, Uni, okay? This is the word that will be translated as elder. Those of you who are familiar with the Medunetcher, you probably know this Hertep, which is translated as chief. Here we have the word for Sesh. Actually, we have Nesu, Sesh Nesu, basically. But anyway, look at this here. Look at his face. Now, who is that one here? Limestone statuette of Uni or Weni, excavated by Michigan team in 1999 from the Sir Dab hidden statue deposit of his tomb in the Abydos, Meadow Cemetery. And the photo is from Abydos Meadow Cemetery project. And here they wrote statue of Weni the Elder, SCA hashtag 517. Look at his face. Look at his nose. Look at his lips. Danny Williams wrote nice. So you've seen all the things that I went through just because I was wondering how sand dwellers is written in the Medunetcher. So you have an idea of why many times I'm planning on going live, either doing a pre-recorded video or a live stream. And sometimes I prepare the slides like I have done, and sometimes I change my mind. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I may have several slides with references, with book covers, and I have also links prepared that I want to share. Viben is in the place to be. Nama X wrote, he looks like us 100%. Yeah. But some people may say they're not like us. They may say he not like us. Because, you know, some people say, yo, no, we're not Africans. as if we are not of African descent. And once again, um, you have some Italians who have been in America for several generations, right? And many people of Italian descent who were not born in Italy, and even their parents were not born in Italy. They don't say, "Oh, no, I'm not Italian. Oh no, I don't have anything to do with Italy. You know, I'm from here." Same for Chinese people. Many were not born in America. Their parents were not born in America, but they don't say, "Oh no, I don't have anything to do with China." But hey, we know what it is. Mainly it came from religious organizations. Who had a lot of theology and not so much history. So we know the root of the problem. So through dialogue, we will see how far we get. But once again, that gives you an idea. Sometimes I prepare the slides, and I download some pictures of book covers. I download some pictures of artifacts, and I prepare the slides. And sometimes I'm ready to either go live or do a pre-recorded video, and then you have some fake advocates or some other people who talk smack about me, who lie about me, and then I prioritize setting the record straight. You know what I'm saying? But lately, my ops, they've been KO'd, they've been knocked down, and now they can move on to other foolishness. You know what I'm saying? But you've seen, brothers and sisters, not just the fake advocates, but many people with quite large platform with many subscribers, even though many were probably paid off. But you have seen how I've been attacked for a very long time, and I had to clap back and set the record straight. And it's a shame because during all this time, I could have went through a lot of artifacts and made the nature and do some translation. But when people lie on you, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you have the right to set the record straight. You know what I'm saying? But just like with the Made in Nature practice, there's not many people when I do it, but I really like it. So I may end up doing it more. You know what I'm saying? That when it's beef, there's many people. There's many people in the chat. Sometimes people come on the panel, and it's sad, but that's life. What can we do? Now I'm an expert. People like Ngozi and Bobby Banga want Chemetics not to be so bad, yet they ignore the proof. Now, I must say that Ngozi, who was part of the Amen Ra squad, and I'm sure that I've said that before. The Amen Ra squad went against me, and they flagged my videos. So I lost several accounts, at least two. Actually, I lost 7,000 subscribers. One account had 4,000 subscribers. The other account had 3,000 subscribers, and within like 2 weeks, I lost both because they flagged it and stuff like that. See, before now it's better. Now it's better, but before. But anyway, but so they said a lot of stuff, but I must say that Ngozi, I don't recall Ngozi, saying negative things about me. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point, we're going back and forth. And Unc, Unc can be very pseudo. Unc, he would just talk for the hell of it. He can be very pseudo. Over the years, he has not grown, he has not matured. You know what I'm saying? And apparently now he's beefing with tree snakes. You know what I'm saying? Unc by himself, he always needs people. He always needs backup. You know what I'm saying? Now, and he came on my panel a while back, and he had said something about the ancient Egyptians. I don't recall. I don't remember, but it was strange to me. But many people say strange things. You know what I'm saying? But maybe Ngozi remembers what he said. Maybe somebody remember what he said. But you know what I'm saying? Now I'm an expert. Seriously, why don't they do DNA on the pharaoh's mummy? Well, once again, Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop. And for the record, that's a book by his son, Sheikh Mbake Diop. Sheikh Anta Diop, The Work, The Man and the Work, from Présence Africaine. Now, there's a so-called comedic person that was on TikTok, and I hopped on his live stream, right? And I talked about, some comedic people, you know what I'm saying, or some Pan-Africans who act like Diop was not a Muslim, because his son talks about, Diop's upbringing and him being a Muslim and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And there's a punk sucker B-made Pan-African piece of doo-doo who hopped on the panel and he started talking a lot of BS, like, yeah, religion is personal, you know what I'm saying? And if people want to talk about, Melrose Place and Beverly Hills, and I say, yo, calm down. And he said, oh, that was in French, so and he said, oh, don't tell me to calm down. I speak how I speak. I said, I'm just saying calm down. And then he kept talking the same thing. Yeah, if people want to talk about Melrose Place and Beverly Hills, I say, look, man, we aren't talking about Melrose Place. We aren't talking about, these TV programs. What's wrong with you and stuff like that? And he went on like a sucker. So he's a B-made piece of doodoo. He's lucky I don't know his name. But sometimes some people are so irrelevant. But because of that Punani dude, that so-called comedic person kicked me off the panel. Make that make sense? So I blocked him, kept it pushing. You know what I'm saying? And there's another brother who came on my live stream several times. He knows him. He mentioned his name. I don't want to say his name. He's a punk sucker. And once again, they are part of the so-called Kemetic people or Pan-Africans who have no problem with negrophobia. Like we have seen, Africans are living in the jungle life, black people are mocked, disfigured, and so on. You know what I'm saying? But for the record, I did state that Dr. Shekanta Diop's son talked about his father's upbringing and religion. Now, that wasn't Melrose Place. That wasn't Beverly Hill. That wasn't gossiping for a strange reason. But me citing or giving a reference of Dr. Shekanta Diop's son apparently is a problem. The majority of Pan-Africans are some B-made dudes, some B-made suckers, some punk B-made idiots with barely any brain. And I mean that. And if you know some Pan-Africans, they can holler all day, every day. I'm telling you. But anyway, that being said, just put that back. Okay, put it back at the top. So, Danny Williams with LOL, Shaka Facts. Danny Williams with wow, beef with the air ball is why. Is it why? Well, I don't know what they're talking about. I mean, Chris Next came on my feed, and it's difficult for me to listen to Chris Next because he's such a fake dude. But maybe sometimes I will listen to, a few minutes, because sometimes I listen to a few seconds. I scroll through. See, a lot of time when videos come on my feed, when it's some weird people or suckers or whatever, I just scroll through. You know what I'm saying? Just out of curiosity, and I may not even scroll through the whole video. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I do it even without the sound on. We've been about power. I believe that stands for power. Yes, greeting to you, brother. And Vibene wrote, they do gender biased DNA sampling according to Soy Kita. It's Soy Kita, SOY, and then it's Keita. Now, as a matter of fact, it reminds me what I was about to say. Dr. Diop, and we have that on General History of Africa, Volume 2, if I'm not mistaken. But I have already cited Diop, who said that he begged Egypt to let him do some melanin dosage tests on royal mummies. They would not give him samples of royal mummies. Now, as for the DNA, once again, there's that PhD in Egyptology who tried to intimidate me, talking about you didn't have the right to use my image because I use the picture of his video in the thumbnail of my video. Like he went public, like, you know what I'm saying? I guess he doesn't know how it works. But he's the guy who talked about the race of the ancient Egyptian, and he shared the link to a lady who may be a professor or something, or a historian or something like that, but the lady was condescending. But that PhD in Egyptology, he was dishonest towards Diop, and that was in my title, talking about people who follow Diop, they have like some racial bias, or like they have a belief in racial superiority. And probably that dude doesn't know that Dr. Diop, Shekanta Diop, was married to a white woman. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so this PhD in Egyptology, his name is in my channel. You know what I'm saying? For those who wonder, there's one video that I did in English because he understands English, and I said, hey, we can dialogue. I responded to his email. I say, intimidation doesn't work, but if you want, we can dialogue. I gave him the link, but he didn't show. That's how they are. We're using both. They're always running. And I think he mentioned that they took DNA from 16 mummies. 16. And we're talking about a generation that left many, many, many remains, many human remains or mummies. You know what I'm saying? So now, Nama X wrote, Kingdom of Kemet united with the best and smartest in the continent. Unfortunately, there's a lot of our people who must be excluded. V. Bennett wrote, you should read his criticism, Shaka. Well, I think I probably read, a little bit from it. You know what I'm saying? From Soikita, or what he had said. But if people want to, share something, they can feel free. You know what I'm saying? Because I already have a lot to go through. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have so many books just on my desk. I'm not even counting all the PDFs that I have. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a fair bit of PDFs that I have purchased as well. So I have a lot to go through already. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody wants to say what's up, then feel free. And if it's nothing else, then we can call it a day. But if you have any questions or comments, whether you agree or disagree, then feel free. Now, there was a dude who used to be comedic, and I have to plug my. You can see my ear set. When it's blinking in red, it means the battery is low. So let me plug it. There was somebody that we used to know as Jean-Philippe Omotunde, and later on he took the name Kalala Omotunde. Actually, Niusire Kalala Omotunde. So he shared a lot of information about Kemet and Africa in general. He traveled to the continent. He even got a prize on the continent, but he passed away recently. When I say recently, it's not just like the last few weeks, but actually, is it a year already? Damn, actually, in November it will be 2 years. So he was 55 when he passed away. And as a matter of fact, he has a page on Wikipedia. So yeah, I'm sharing the English page, and for the French, because he was a French speaker, from Guadeloupe, Caribbean island, West Indies, Caribbean island that is part of the French territory. So so here you have the French page. So here he is. It's English page. So that dude who used to be comedic and who went back to Islam because he grew up in an Islamic family, from Mali, So he was comedic for about 10 years, and now he decided to go back to Islam. All right, he's free to do what he wants. But now he's dissing Kemetic people. He said, either today or yesterday, I found out about it today, that Kemetic people or Kemites assassinated Omotunde. That's what he said. Make that make sense. Now, from my understanding, I don't know if they mentioned that in the article, but he passed away due to some illness. Let me see the French version if they give any details. But they don't here. But from what was stated, I forgot if it has something to do with asthma, but it was due to illness. But that dude said that Kemetic people or Kemites, he has a nickname, for Kemetic people, assassinated Omotunde. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. X wrote, if our people understand the history of Islam, they would renounce it on the spot. It's such a okay. There's good and bad everywhere. There's good people who are Christian, bad people who are Christian. Good people who are Muslims, bad people who are Muslims. Good people who are Kemetic, bad people who are Kemetic. Good people who are Hindus, bad people who are Hindus. Good people who are Buddhists, bad people who are Buddhists. Good people who are atheists, bad people who are atheists. There's good and bad everywhere. A religion does not define a person as bad. If somebody follows a particular religion, that doesn't make him bad, you know. So if we talk about history, there has been many bad things done to African people by Abrahamic believers, you know, and different religions, you know, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It's a reality, you know. But I don't think we can say, well, you know, I mean, everybody's free to say what they want, you know what I'm saying? But I think you see that's one of the problem. There's a lot of Kemetic people, particularly on TikTok. They bang on Abrahamic believers, but the way they do it, they just don't help the cause. You have a lot of people in Africa who are banging on Kemetic people because of those Kemetic people who've been banging on Abrahamic believers, because some of them they insult their gods. I don't believe in the Abrahamic gods, but there's no point insulting their gods because for them it's seen as blasphemous. So we don't help our cause. You know, we don't help our struggle or fight. You see? So I think we just have to chill and you know be careful about what we're saying. You know, because we are non-Abrahamic believers. We are a minority already. There's billions of Christians, Muslims, slash Jews, slash Hebrews, or lights, whatever you want to call it. Billions. How many Kemetic people do we have? Or even if it's not just Kemetic, how many uh, non-Abrahamic followers of African traditions do we have? Some people may say, well, we may have a few millions. Anyway, as with fact, Shaka. There are a fair bit of non-Abrahamic believers on the continent, outside of the continent also, but on the continent. However, many of them, they do, what is the word again? Syncretism. They do syncretism. So, like in Haiti, where some people who practice voodoo, but they are Catholic at the same time. In Benin, where voodoo is a national religion. In Benin, it's accepted. I don't know any pan. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what he means. Maybe he means Pan African, but you know. But you know, if people want to get on a panel, feel free. You know, even if you disagree with me, it's fine. I don't mind if people disagree with me. But this, what I'm saying, is not just for Norma X. You know, I want people to understand that. I'm just talking to everybody in general. You know, so Norma X was true. That's wisdom right here, brother Shaka. But man, the history of Muslims against our people back then, we should all learn that history. Yes, I agree. We should learn that history. Definitely, definitely. You know, I went live in French. You know what I'm saying, and I talked about the history and the Muslims who enslaved Africans. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But then when we talk about their religion a certain way, we just not helping our cause. You know what I'm saying? So then he wrote, we should all learn that history to understand why things are how they are today. Yes, yes, yeah, yes. And indeed, Dr. Wesley Muhammad in his book Black Arabia and the African Origin of Islam, I have it, I already showed it, I read it, because for those who don't know, that PhD challenged me to a debate, then he ran like Usain Bolt. After I agree, after I accepted his challenge, he challenged me publicly, not privately, publicly, on social media, on Facebook. He talked about the Bakht Treaty. Dr. Wesley Muhammad, member of the Nation of Islam, he was once some sort of advisor for Farrakhan, so he's not a minor member. Plus, from what I've seen, he was a student minister, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, he has a PhD in Islamic study from a university, Morehouse University or college, what exactly how it's called. He wrote, talking about the Bakht Treaty, that the terms were determined by the victors, the Nubians. Now he wrote, and I've cited that already. I have people go on my channel. Actually, people don't know how to search within a channel. Once again, you see that magnifier here. Bakht. Dang. Let's try 360. There it is. 360 slaves each year, Abrahamic version of victory. According to this treaty, the Bact Treaty, the Nubians had to send 360 slaves to Muslim Egypt every year. Some people talk about, the circle, full circle, 360. 360 slaves every year. So they are the victors, and they decide to send 360 slaves. Make that make sense? So sending 360 slaves is victory according to Dr. Wesley Muhammad. Make that make sense? Romanticizing. Some people are revisionists, some people are negationists. Not sure if you call it like that in English, but I'm an expert. Yeah, that's illogical. And he has a PhD. He is a doctor. That's how far they go. And once again, people can ask him. I think I probably either have the video somewhere, or I probably played the video somewhere. But when Gaddafi made some anti-African statements or anti-black statements, Dr. Wesley Muhammad made excuses for that publicly. He made excuses for that. So I've shared that before. And I think I've shared from the BBC. It's a reputable website. I think it is that article. We're gonna see. So in the chat, the article is called "Gaddafi Wants European Union Cash or EU Cash to Stop African Migrants." Let's go. Despite historical tensions, Colonel Gaddafi has forged friendlier relations with Italy. Libyan leader Colonel Muammar Gaddafi says the EU should pay Libya at least 5 billion euros. That's 4 billion British pounds, Great Britain pounds, and that's 6.3 billion US dollars. So 5 billion euros a year to stop illegal African immigration to avoid a black Europe. Speaking on a visit to Italy, Colonel Gaddafi said Europe could turn into Africa as there are millions of Africans who want to come in. Italy has drawn criticism for handing over to Libya migrants in intercepts at sea without screening them first. Far fewer now reach Italy from Libya. European Commission figures show that in 2009, the number of people caught trying to enter Italy illegally fell to 7,300, or let's say 7,300 from 32,000 in 2008. The data was collected under the EU's Eurodac fingerprinting system. Colonel Gaddafi has forged close ties with Italy since a friendship treaty was signed 2 years ago. It sought to draw a line under historic bitterness between Libya and Italy, its former colonial master. Tomorrow, Europe might no longer be European and even black, as there are millions who want to come in, said Colonel Gaddafi, quoted by the AFP news agency. He was speaking at a ceremony in Rome late on Monday, standing next to Italy's Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi. We don't know what will happen, what will be the reaction of the white and Christian Europeans faced with this influx of starving and ignorant Africans, Colonel Gaddafi said. I could stop right there. Dr. Wesley Muhammad made excuses for those statements, asking him if I'm lying. For those of you who know him, I'm not asking him to go live or make a video or write an article. Those who know him, ask him. Did you make excuses for Gaddafi when he said that? You know, just ask him, and he will tell you he did. He's on tape. He is on tape. But he was giving them money. Gaddafi gave money to the Nation of Islam, so he can label Africans ignorant. It's fine, just like those fake advocates, right? That dude who got some underage girl pregnant as an adult, right? Well, he said she lied to him. Okay, that's what he said. But there's an underage girl who went public and said that he was sending her money when she was 13 years old, and he told her, "Don't tell your mama," right? Some people call that grooming. 13-year-old, right? But he gave money to the fake advocates, so the fake advocates have no problem with that. And just earlier, he was talking with Tahaka Bey. Tahaka Bey has some paperwork that he showed himself where it says yes in the field sex offender. And we have the fake advocate, so-called Queen, who made excuses. He even said there's no paperwork that says he's a predator. She made excuses talking about the paperwork is basically fake. The guy read his own paperwork. He said he was saving it for the documentary about his life. He never said it was fake. So they got some money, right, from Auntie Shug and who knows how many other people. So now they're cool. Some people lose integrity and dignity and morals over money. Now I'm an actual dame, and our people felt bad for Gaddafi when he was deleted. That's inconvenient, isn't it? Hold on. So let me continue with this article. We don't know if Europe will remain an advanced and united continent or if it will be destroyed. Dang. You know what? Let's see if it will all fit. It does fit. Gaddafi is reported saying that Europeans are faced with an influx of starving and ignorant Africans and then Gaddafi is reported saying, "We don't know if Europe will remain an advanced and united continent or if it will be destroyed. We don't know if Europe will remain an advanced continent if those quote unquote ignorant Africans come through." And then, as happened with the barbarian invasions, so here's the analogy. When he talked to those Europeans in Europe about Africans, of course, sub-Saharan Africans, some people would say, oh, Gaddafi was African, North Africa, Libya. Audience of women. Colonel Gaddafi has long seen himself as a champion of African interests on the international stage and has hosted many summits with African leaders. Now let me see if there's something else. Well, actually, it's about the end of the article right now, so let's finish the article. Mr. Berlusconi made no immediate comment on Colonel Gaddafi's demand. Italy has been carrying out joint naval patrols with Libya for the past year, intercepting illegal migrants at sea. The BBC's David Willey says Colonel Gaddafi's visit to Rome was overshadowed by another controversial speech he made to two groups of several hundred young Italian women hired at a fee of 70 to 80 euros each from a local modeling agency. He paid Italian women from 70 to 80 euros each. But he labeled Africans as ignorant. He told them that Islam should become the religion of Europe and gave them free copies of the Quran after he had lectured them for an hour on the freedoms enjoyed by women in Libya. So, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, PhD, member of the Nation of Islam, follower of Louis Farrakhan, follower of Elijah Muhammad, said that the Bakht Treaty, when Nubia was to send 360 slaves annually to Muslim Egypt, that's victory. And he made excuses for Gaddafi, labeling Africans as ignorant. Oh my goodness. Any comment, any question, feel free. Otherwise, we can call it a day. Any topic, anything that I've addressed today, yesterday, a year ago, 10 years ago, feel free. Tomorrow is what they call bank holiday in England, and damn, how do you say in America again? I forgot how you say in America when it's a non-working day. You call it public holiday? Anyway, there's no work in France tomorrow. Now, MF Dredson wrote scholarly work, Love Micro isn't the place to be. Now X wrote, oh, you just say holiday, Love Micro wrote just holiday. Okay, thank you. Now X wrote, Brother Shaka, speaking about England, what do you think about the situation there? I made a stream about this. You know, I'm going to share the link because I don't really want to repeat myself. So I'm just going to share the link. Actually, I don't even need to search. I go to live and scroll down. So I'm going to share the title and the link. But it's mainly due to racial tension, due to racism, mainly. A lot of people had these racial sentiments towards, people of African descent and Asian descent, and different parts of the world. And now he came out, and mainly we had a lot of white people who were stealing, looting, destroying in broad daylight, attacking the police in broad daylight in front of cameras. And many of them did not even have their faces covered, right? But many of them have been arrested. Many of them have been sentenced to prison. So here it is. It's called England burning due to racial tension. How can peace prevail? So you have the link right there. Now, Donny Williams indeed said, we just say holiday in America. It's way more simpler. Now I'm an expert with the racial tensions question. So what's the question, Brother Donny Williams? What was the crux of the glyph you shared? I was in and out. What do you mean the crux of the glyph I shared? I don't understand your question, brother. But Donny Williams is familiar with the glyph, so just going to hold on. Share. Have any question? Donny Williams knows the Medunet chat. So if there's anything you want me to deal with, you feel free to ask. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get something to drink. Actually, got myself a fruit. Funny thing is that I was gonna say which fruit it was, but my ops they're lacking so much stuff against me. Let me take that clip and just hear me say the fruit that I got, because they're so desperate. It's so amazing, man. So Donnie wrote, in other words, what was the overall takeaway, brother? Oh well, okay. I was wondering what the word was for sand dwellers. Oh, hold on. There it is. So we have it here. Sand dwellers. Translation. Medunetcher. Hold on. Yeah. And transliteration here. I am aware that for those who are not familiar with the Medunetcher, the transliteration more than anything may seem very strange. I am aware. But it's really not complicated, And for those who don't know, I'm giving Medunetcher classes, so some of the most affordable fee you can ever find. So feel free if you want to. Oh, as a matter of fact, yeah, the class tonight. So if anybody's interested in learning the hieroglyphic, you do have my email address right here. I love going through the glyphs. I really love it. I love it so much. I love it so damn much. Now, as a matter of fact, let me see. Hold on. I'm going to unshare. I may go to some glyphs now. Now, museums. No, hold on. Modify. Okay, so let me share. Okay. So as a matter of fact, I'm gonna try to go from where I stopped last time. So bear with me. So this is the Louvre Museum, Paris, France. One of the largest museums in the world, one of the most visited museums in the world. If it is not the most or the most visited museum in the world, it's definitely one of the most visited ones. See here? An Asiatic right there. Asiatic. Now, do we have any date? Around 1300 BCE. So 3,000 years ago, that's how they look like. But you have many people, oh, you know, back in the day, you know what I'm saying? They were black over there. They're black over there. See, I'm going through the Greece now. There's no questions in the chat. There's no comments in the chat. It's always like that. It's all good. And look at this. See, every everyday life stuff. The pots, vases, baskets, right? You wouldn't think this is like, you know, thousands of years old. Yes, there was a dagger, indeed, indeed. Sheets, vases, statuettes, or shapti. The position of adoration right there. So this may be the Necher Shu. And look at this weapon, these weapons. Now I'm with so much stolen, it's incredible. Imagine how much more the Vatican has in their basement. I don't think the Vatican has more than in the Louvre Museum. I don't think so. You see, many times I talk about this one right there. And so we have the artifact right there. Okay. And well, it's really brown because the problem is with the ochre. People like to say red ochre. So even sometimes myself, I said red ochre, right? Oh snap! I don't have the reference in full. Who knows? Maybe it's E191, but maybe after the one, there's another digit, you know. But anyway, Bechu and his family. This is Bechu and his family around 1500 BCE. So this is 3,500 years old. Beginning of the 18th dynasty. Painted limestone. The limestone, sorry, yes, the limestone, sorry, is painted in order to better imitate life. But this painting is conventional. Yellow ochre for the skin of women, red ochre for basically the skin of men. Then he wrote, really beautiful family portrait, indeed, indeed. And they trip so much about, oh, look at the woman with yellow. Look at the child. Is the child yellow? Oh my goodness. Oh, see this? See, that's the kind of stuff they don't show much. You see the hieroglyph? As a matter of fact, that's a tapglyph. This is the hieroglyph. See the skin color? This is rare that you see this. Nama X wrote, that's not red, damn, that's brown. And I agree from what we've seen, but you know, when it comes to the color of the ancient Egyptians, everybody run. Metatron ran, didn't he? So the invisible squares or invisible blocks, here they are visible, you know. Now actual brown is now red. If we let them say that BS, well, you all know Ujau said, you know, they use red. And he said something like 90%, 90% of the time they were depicted red. 90% of the time. Did Ujau ever travel out of America? I don't know how many museums he's been to. And I'm not faulting anybody for not traveling abroad. I'm really interested in the museums that he's been to. Because indeed, we do have now, Donnie Williams wrote, no, sir. I don't know. It was just a question. We have a lot of artifacts available online. Donnie Williams wrote he has not. So you probably heard him say that he has not. Okay. There's a fair bit of artifacts that we can see online, right? And Donnie Williams wrote his own words. There it is. Okay. But it depends who took the picture. Sometimes we have some paintings or reproductions, right? But I have videos and pictures from artifacts in many different museums in many different countries, including Egypt, or Kemet, as some would say. So he's 90%. I don't know where he gets that from. Donnie Williams with Emiket is a different story. Well, she's from Kenya, isn't she? Or one of those countries where they speak Kiswahili. Now I'm an expert. I'm going to put my arm next to one of those relics and I want to see someone call me red, LOL. And you know what? Hold on. For those who haven't heard him, because you know how I am when I quote and I cite people. Now, I don't know if on that one we hear that 90% of them, but he's going to talk about, you know. Here's the link and the title, Red Ancient Egyptians. So let me see if I can find the part where he talks about red stuff. Broadcasted, is French, but broadcasted 22 hours ago. And let's go. I'm going to go on mute now.
Okay. We'll play it next week. We'll play it next week. What I said.
Right,
And
because
we'll
because
hear
we got
your
we got to because we got on because you mentioned that I'm going against the greats, I'm going against Diop, I'm going against Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, and everything. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna give you an audio, Garfield. Maybe you could play.
You can do that. Go ahead.
Of Dr. Clark telling everybody to drop this black thing and move on to other things, which is exactly what I'm saying. But Thunder accused me of being against these great guys. But
You did.
but I hope you can at least see the picture I have as my avatar right now, and acknowledge that a bit. Like, you know, hopefully you can see that.
I saw your video and you're making a compelling argument. I'm not arguing against your argument. I'm arguing against what I said. I said
what you say?
Kemet was referred to them people over there.
And I said,
you told me it wasn't.
It doesn't.
It
Right, it doesn't.
So when we saw
Wait. What Kemet when you make that make that claim, what Kemet are you talking about?
When we saw Kemet and we saw equal Egyptians on Assad's video, that go against what you said. Whoever that young lady you had on your show, that go against. I said it would talk about them people over there, and you said it was a
and
topic.
it still doesn't.
Okay, fine. That
It
dictionary
still
don't
doesn't.
agree with you. So if you want to argue with that,
Wait,
I ain't
if
gonna
you're hold up. If you're going by what a SAR showed, the only thing a SAR showed was the difference between the older dictionary from the early 1950s that said Kemet equals Egyptians to the updated dictionary from 1995 that has the same entry where it says that it's the people of Athribis. That was the point and why Asar showed that slide.
it's fine.
That's what you're talking about. And if God, if Garfield said your video's still up, just watch it.
Okay.
So you're wrong. So it's not talking about the Egyptians. It's talking about the inhabitants of the 10th nome that's called Athribis.
Where
Put
Athribis at?
here the Ib.
Where that's at?
And for the record, who Jao did, because he's struggling, we have an animal on the left. In the middle, we have a human. And on the right, we have the glyphs for red. Red, sorry. The Middle Nature is rolled R, really. It's an African language. So that's what he's trying to do. But we have several human beings who had Kem, meaning black, as part of their names. Now, Ujao may act like he forgot he said that, but he said that Kem is a title. And when I asked him what's the meaning of the title, he couldn't say. And that's when he talked about Pascal Vernus. When he talked about the book of Pascal Vernus, which is about 500 pages long. Now I'm gonna ask with them. So I'm gonna go fast forward a little bit.
The 10th nome. It's in the 10th nome.
Where is that?
I mean, I can't. I mean, unless I show you on the map, I can show you on the map. But
Okay, show
if
me
I
no man.
if I had to tell you,
I'm an ex wrote, black is a title and not a color now. He's on tape saying, okay, he's on tape. He's on tape saying that black is a title. Kem, and it's important for me to say Kem meaning black. That is a title. Well, Shaka, why? Here's a link. Exhibit B. Video is called Asar and Ujau versus all Egyptologists in the world. That's when Osahimo Fake got salty and admitted that he lied. By claiming to be a linguist. And later on, he set the record straight.
And I saw like something in the chat, like what's his name out in France? Shaka Ndugu Kim, right? Like this individual don't comprehend very well either. And when it comes to this linguistic thing, I never said that I wasn't a linguist. I'm a linguist by all intents and purposes and how that is defined, which is why, like for my other show, I said we're going to do a whole show on what is linguistics and what makes a linguist. What I did say is I don't have a degree in linguistics.
And for the record, I asked him, do you have a degree in linguistics? And he answered that he studied computer science and did that with linguistics. He said, I studied computer science and we deal with linguistics. And then I asked him the question again, do you have a degree in linguistics? And he answered, what did I just say? So he didn't want to say that he has no degree in linguistics. But after the backlash, he admitted that. You know what I'm saying? And he said, I don't comprehend very well. So maybe we have some medical doctors who don't have any degrees in medicine. Maybe we have some architects who don't have any degrees in architecture. Oh, yeah, thank you. I forgot that. I forgot that. When he was asked by Dr. Obadele Cambone, who is a PhD in linguistics, who is a professor at a university in Ghana, have you studied linguistics formally? He answered, yes, I have. Did he lie? Now I'm X with haha. The pseudos hates questions, brother Shaka. Yes, but they don't mind questions from neophytes. See, those people live in their own world, and back then they had that, Mika lady, who's not just false flagging. She's just presenting herself as a black woman. She's using a black person's picture, but Wolf Napasha that showed her real picture. She's a white lady. So what's the name of that woman? Who was part of the NAACP? Rachel Dolezal. Dolezal. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. That Mika lady did the same thing, right? And because Mika was down with, she was a moderator of Filthy Frankie. That's how they had a lot of clout, a lot of play. But now that time is over now. Yes, Rachel Dolezal, indeed. So now they're in their own world now. Denying reality and disrespecting anybody that's citing scholars. Worshippers of science. Didn't Wujawu say that? Worshippers of science or worshippers of scientists. I mean, the terms they come up with. But anyway.
You just angle
The red as an adjective or the sure. What are the Egyptians telling us by using this paint?
Well, the Egyptians chose. I mean, the point that I raised with this is people are just outright lying to everybody else, misinforming people that the Egyptian skin color is the inspiration for the name of their kingdom. And I'm showing here that at all times throughout all of Egypt's history, if you look at all Egyptian artwork, 99.
Now here he was slick by saying, people are lying by saying that the people's skin color is the inspiration for the name of their kingdom. Right now he's being slick, because he got that work, right? Because they were claiming, let's continue. I don't want this to be technical.
Percent of all Egyptian artwork, when they wanted to paint the adult Egyptian men,
I forgot he said it on that video as well.
Percent Egypt's history. If you're showing here that at all times throughout all of Egypt's history,
at all times throughout. On the screen.
And I'm showing here that at all times throughout all of Egypt's history, if you look at all Egyptian artwork, 99% of all Egyptian artwork, when they all Egyptian art, that at all times throughout all of Egypt's history, if you look at all Egyptian artwork,
if you look at all Egyptians artwork,
99% of all.
Damn, I thought he said 90%. He said 99%.
All Egyptian artwork, when they.
This is crazy. My goodness.
wanted to paint the adult Egyptian men.
To paint adult Egyptian. And I think he's gonna say they use red. Red. They use red. Let's hear it.
Including the kings and regular work.
It's a long citation. Including the kings and what?
Men and whatnot. The adult Egyptian men, including the kings and regular workmen and whatnot.
And regular workmen and what not.
They used the pigment that they called the
They use the pigment that they called the share.
So if their whole intent was, and
okay, I don't need to continue because their share means red, so that's a hieroglyphic or made nature. So let me see if that quote fits, but I'm gonna keep it on my notepad. It's an amazing quote from Wujahu. Oh my goodness, this dude. At least he makes us laugh. So let's see if that fits. Where copy, paste. Does it fit? It's too long. Let me delete. Yeah. Hold on. You don't even have the brackets on the MacBook. So let me put some music. It's better with the background music. Let me see if it fits now. Remove a little bit. Oh, if it's have to make it even shorter again. That will fit, I'm sure. Dang, still doesn't fit. I mean, he's so long-winded, so So just a little bit more. There it is. Wujao. Dang. Let's put a space here. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go on the other stream, but it's here now. But I'm just going to delete on the other channel the chat. Done. So here's the quote, the citation. At all times throughout all of Egypt's history, 99% of all Egyptian artwork, when they wanted to paint the adult Egyptian man, they used the pigment that they called desher, red. All right, so we heard it. Now, 99% of Egyptian artwork. Okay. You may say, well, no, it's not 99%, it's 95%. Ciao. Louvre Museum. Reference N521A LP2114. Amenhotep III, Akhenaten's father, Tutankhamun's grandfather, King Tut's grandfather. Number X wrote Sokufu's pitch black statue is red. We have to be very careful about the statues because sometimes it's just the material of the statue. Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop showed a statue from, the king or the prince of Lagash. I filmed it in the Louvre Museum, right? I'm going to show to people. So I disagree with that. Diop was a great scholar. I respect Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop. I honor him. And I don't claim to know better than him, but on that I disagree. Some people want to act like, oh, you never disagree with anybody, So here it is. Gotta wait for the ad to go away.
Greetings. Now, as I said, here I am showing you. Now, this is not the king of Lagash, it's the prince of Lagash. His name is Gudea. Now, it's good for you to be able to have a close-up. You see those so-called knots? The people who try to claim that those are nappy hair. By the way, here it is, Gudea, prince of Lagash. It's a statue dedicated to the god called Ningizida. Here you have the references. I don't know why there are two references because there's only one statue. Oh, okay. You have the head and the body. As a matter of fact, you see here? So that's why we have two reference numbers. So the date is 2100 BCE. And now, just want you to see. To me, this is a headdress. It doesn't show.
So, for the record, in that department, now Lagash, that's Iraq, okay, Mesopotamia. That department, there's plenty of statues of people who come from this area. And Do we have an example here?
Avec Cure, j'ai enfin trouvé des compléments vraiment adaptés.
Their phenotype is very obvious.
Greetings. I hope you're all doing well. I'm in the Louvre Museum, Paris, and here is the reference there.
Damn, this one that was 7 years ago. That one I just shown, that was 4 years ago. But that one, same artifact, that was 7 years ago. I'm looking to see if I showed other artifacts, but not on that video here. But I've shown, people from Iraq or Lagash, Mesopotamia. Their phenotype is very clear. They had straight hair. Those doesn't show or represent kinky hair or kinky nuts at all. A lot of people have been claiming that, you know what I'm saying, but it's not the case at all. So all that to say that we have to be very careful about the color of the statues. Hence why the paintings are very, very useful, because we can compare the color of the skin. Here we can compare with the white of the eye, and also many times when they have clothing, we can compare with the color of the clothing, and many times they happen to have white clothing, white garment. Donny Road, Chaka, I highly doubt folks visit their local museum. I agree. Now there's one quote from Butler Reggie that I think is a nice quote. When he came on my panel, he said, "Black people don't go to museums, they go to parties." And I hope people don't find that disrespectful towards Black people. First of all, it's not my quote. Now, there's many Black people who go to museums, who travel abroad, not just for holidays, but to research or to find out about cultures. And there's many Black people who read books, who studies, many Black people who have credentials, degrees, PhDs, master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, and even those who don't have credentials in the academic field, they have knowledge of languages, So, but I thought that quote was funny, And indeed, I've said many times that when I go to the Louvre Museum, usually when I say, and it's in the middle of Paris. When I say the middle of Paris, it's at the center of Paris. Not far from the Louvre Museum, you have a place called Châtelet-Léal. It's like when we wanted to go and meet people, that's like the main point of meeting. And also if you want to try to get some numbers, I'm saying, holla at some chicks and all that, I'm saying. So when I will have Black people, when I will see Black people in the Louvre Museum, most of the time they will be from abroad. Most of the time they will be from abroad, from America or from Africa. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. So, is that red here? Tomb of Tomb of Meserti. Reference JE30968. Are they red here? Tomb of Tutankhamun, King Tut. From KV62, King Valley 62. And this picture is on the website, the Theban Mapping Project. Reliable. Are they red? Turin Museum, Torino, Italy. Reference S.8336. Is he red? British Museum, reference EA37981, 1350 BCE. The tomb of Neb Amun or Neb Imen. Are they red? Same reference. Are they red? Are those people red right here? From the tomb Chapelle of Neb Amen. Reference EA37976. Are they red? Reference EA37986. Still from the tomb of Neb Amen. British Museum, the link is at the bottom. Anybody can look it up. Are they red? Neb Amun, most likely his wife behind him. Are they red? Their daughter underneath. Reference E837977. British Museum. Are they red? Armor X will clearly brown. If they are red, then so am I then. Some people have talking points. Book of the Dead, or misnomer of course, Peret Emheru of Nachet or Nacht. Reference EA10471, 21. British Museum. The link is at the bottom. Are they red? Nacht and most likely his wife behind him. Armor X wrote, I wonder what people would say at work if I call myself red. This talking point of Ujao is because of their claim regarding the meaning of Kemet. So they have to move away from black. So he comes around and say 99% of all Egyptian artwork, they use the pigment that they call desher, which means red. But I think I have him also, saying some similar thing and using the word red for the record. Some people may, play games, what I'm saying. Are they red? That's why when I ask Ujao what's the color of Wesley Snipes, he wouldn't answer. When I ask him what's the color of Tyrese, he will not answer. And then he's a number one anachronist. He's been anachronistic, talking about, oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm not using black for the ancient Egyptians because, black is like, the I'm paraphrasing, but, lower caste, lower grade, second class title or class. And, the ancient Egyptians, they would not use that. When the ancient Egyptians used Kem, which is translated as black in English, noir in French, we didn't have this caste, second-class citizen, black people being considered second-class citizen. That was way before. As a matter of fact, the Asiatics were sending, the Asiatic kings slash rulers were sending their daughters, princesses. They were sending their daughters to marry the ancient African kings, the ancient African rulers, the black African pharaohs, the Nesut of Kemet, ancient Egypt. Those Asiatic rulers were sending their daughters to marry the black African kings. Danny Woodshaka, you have a honorary member of the Amun-Ra squad, Hazujau. Sorry, you were a honorary member of the Amun-Ra squad. Hazujau always took this stance. Brother Akek, the God Killer, Bobby Banger, did say that, I'm a honorary member. And I was a regular participant. That was 2010, from 2010 until 2011. At that time, I don't think I knew of Ujao. So I don't know what stance he had. I don't think he had that stance then. And that question is very interesting because let's have a look at something. Heka Multimedia, that's Ujao. I bought some shirts from him. Oh, what happened there? Well, maybe he removed the pictures, but for the record, here it is. Isn't she black or is she red? Thanks, brother, for your transparency. I'm not saying Ujao did not exist. I'm just saying I don't think I knew of him or heard of him then, in 2010. You know, so. But you know, hold on, because the other time I did show. Look at this here. Are they red? That's his design. That's Ujau's design. Or are they black? Why did he paint them like that? Many of the designs are not there. That's the other time I did show a few. That one here. Oh, sorry, I have that shirt. Look at this. Is this red or is it black? I'm telling you, man. So I don't think he had that stance before. Then the so-called linguist who said that Allah is in the Egyptian text, he messed the game up. Look at them. Are they red or are they black? He's probably like, damn, I did not delete enough pictures. Hold on. But there's many designs where you have, you know, man, woman, and they are indeed. Look at this. Is that red here? That's Ujau's design. Look at this here. Ujau's design of ancient Egyptians. Is this red or black here? He may not say black. He has a problem with the word black because he used to be a Moor. He was a Nubian. The Nubians were Moors. If you look at the full title, we have, you know, I think it's the United Nubian Nation of Moors. Number X wrote, where are his red models at? Haha. There it is. He said 99% of the artwork. Well, 99% of Ujau's artwork when he painted / designed ancient Egyptians designs, they were not red, they were not desher. And Hatshepsut. Queen Hatshepsut. And people have seen that before I went down, I could read the name from the Shen or Shenu from the cartouche. But anyway, Hatshepsut, she's not red here, is she? She doesn't look red here to me. Look at this young princess here. She definitely doesn't look red to me. Then he wrote, here goes a dagger with your name on it. Don't get no bigger. Oh, snap. Look at this. Young princess. Ujau's design. Now he ain't gonna say black, but that's at least dark brown. At least. But definitely not red at all. My aunt, look, she ain't red here, is she? My aunt. Aset, for those who know the glyph. So that would be Heru, her son, or Horus, like the Greeks will pronounce. But anyway, I think I made my point, you know. Heru, Hathor. Dang. She surely ain't red here, is she? Donnie Williams wrote, I might as well say Donnie. I always read his full name. Donnie wrote LOL, then he wrote No Confusion, and he wrote This Is Wild. York Vibes. I got that shirt as well. Anyway, you get Osiris, Usir. He ain't red here, is he? What's up with the 99% now? I said, and Heru, he's a baby. He's already wearing the double crown. They ain't red here. Hathor, she ain't red here. Ma'at, she ain't red here. Asa again. I have that on tape. That one I filmed it. Louvre Museum, Paris, France. This looks like a hair-shaped suit. I wonder if this is from Belgium. It is. I have that on video as well. Oh no, not heart-shaped suit, but Queen T. Queen T. I have that on tape. I went there, Belgium. But anyway, it doesn't look like there's more designs anywhere, and that took a long time. So Norman X wrote 99% of his art is black/brown. So anyway, this is my art right there. So that's not a human being, but a goddess, a Necheret, right? But she surely ain't red here. Oh, I appreciate that, brother. It's been so long I did not receive any donation. I appreciate that, brother Donnie Williams. Thank you. And everybody should thank brother Donnie Williams, because at one point I stopped, the streaming. And I canceled my professional subscription on StreamYard. And Donnie Williams gave me quite a large donation. So then I got the professional plan again, Because the free plan, you have their logo at the top right, and I don't like it. Thank you very much, brother Donnie. So, is he red right here? I'm going to change there it is. Turin Museum, Torino, Italia. Italy. The reference is not on the screen, but you have the link to the video. You have the title of the video. Blackest ancient Egyptians you ever seen. This is from the tomb of Shemes. Same video. Now, you don't only have that person there, and you can compare the skin tone with the white of his eye. Same with him, but behind, you can see the others. Look at those ancient Egyptians. Are they red? Are they red? Tomb of Ini, Turin Museum, Italy. And the color has faded away already. It has faded away more towards the body than towards the face. But you know what he's going to say? Oh, his hair black. Like, many black people whose skin is the same color as their hair. Usually, the hair is darker than the skin when it comes to black people. Danny wrote, don't mention it, bro. Just keep smashing with accuracy as an archer. Well, I wouldn't use the term archer because I don't want to be confused with Poom Poom Smash Rockwell, who went to the Supreme Court of California and filed a restraining order against me. And he said it. But thank you so much, Brother Donny. Ancient Egyptians, they don't look red to me here. Now we heard 99%. They use their shade. Dang. If you compare the color of the hair and the color of the skin, you know, it's not exactly the same, but it's not far off, is it? So is he gonna say that's red here? Portugal, capital, Lisbon, 2000 BC. This is 4,000 years old. Museum is called Calouste Gulbenkian Museum. Reference 142. And you have the video on YouTube, Black Ancient Egyptian in Portugal, Lisbon Museum, 2000 BC. Ancient Egyptian navigators. This is, you know that museum where we seen on Ujau's Facebook page? That's the one. Musée Art et Histoire Bruxelles. Art and History Museum, Brussels, Belgium. The video on YouTube is called Ancient Egyptian Navigators, 4,000 years ago. Look at these ancient Egyptians. Are they red? Now I'm an expert. Man, look at that brother with a fro. That one's powerful. The P is missing. Remember Chief X? Remember Chief X? When I showed that, oh, that's not an afro, that's a crown. I didn't talk about the hair, but okay. Those soldiers here, are they wearing crowns? Chief X is funny, you know. He's real funny. And all those navigators, are they all wearing crowns? Ancient Egyptian scribe. Denmark. Denmark's capital. The video is called on YouTube Black Egyptians in Denmark Museum, Tomb of Wajet Hotep. It's in Copenhagen, Glyptoteket Museum. I don't have the accent, but you know. So reference AEIN 1572. Are they wearing crowns? Are they red? Now here the reference is AEIN 1572. Here it is 1571. Ancient Egyptians, are they wearing crowns here? Are they red? Italy, Turin Museum, Jefa Happy, Minhotep, and Webwa Hat. That's the name of the video on YouTube. Reference S.8650. Middle Kingdom, early 12th dynasty, between 1939 and 1875 BC, close to 4,000 years ago. Donnie wrote, they tell you who they are. We can compare the skin tone with the white of the eye. Is he red? Same video, different statue. Now, we don't have the eye. Something may have happened. Either they did not finish, or it went off, or it was taken out. Now, I'm expert. Europe, unfortunately, has the best schematic relics compared to the ones in divided states. Never seen these before, and I'm aware that many people have never seen those before. Now, just a few days ago on TikTok, there was a dude who was talking about the ancient Egyptians. He didn't wait till I showed so many. I showed like 3, 4, He kicked me off the panel. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think that PhD in Egyptology? I'm going to tell you his name again because I don't have it on the top of my head. I think it's called Simon Toole. Yes, Simon. Why do you think he ran? Why do you think Metatron ran? And there's other people that are French speakers, so you don't know them, but one called Nota Bene. That one here. He made a video dealing with the color of the ancient Egyptians. He chose that topic. He chose that subject. Now he has no obligation, to dialogue with me, but he ran like Usain Bolt. That's how it is. That's how it starts. Then he will clearly identified by culture. That one is a PhD in Egyptology. Was dishonest about Diop. He tried to intimidate me about legal action. Man, please, homie. But anyway. Hold on. This is from the Louvre Museum. Is he red? We don't have a name here. The video on YouTube is called 4,000-Year-Old Statue. The reference is E10357. And it says around 2400 to 2200 BC, end of the Old Kingdom. Now, on the artifact, here, it says statuette of a man. It doesn't say a Nubian. Now, this looks like kente cloth, doesn't it? Looks similar, doesn't it? And we can see the white around the eye, and we can see the white of the garment or cloth or clothing. Italy, Museo Egizio. The video is called Plenty of Artifacts. You have the link there, but you can just look the title. It's going to be easier than typing the URL. Madrid, Spain. Yes, I traveled around. 3,000-year-old depiction of Isis. This is the coffin of Bach. The coffin of a person called Bach. Is he red here? Compare the skin tone with the white of his garment. Reference 35.15. Denmark, Copenhagen. Now this one is not the Glyptotheket Museum. It's the National Museum of Denmark. We have Ha Bechenet and his wife Isis. That's Ha Bechenet and that's his wife Isis. Are they red here? Would you say, he may say, oh, that's reddish, that's reddish. Louvre Museum, Paris, France, reference E3913. What's interesting is this is circa 700 to 600 BC. Close to the end of the rule of indigenous inhabitants of Kemet or the two lands, Tawi. Taharqa and his family, 25th dynasty, it's really the end. 600 BC, sack of Thebes. End of the rule of the indigenous inhabitants. Now the video is called Sistrum Player of the Netcher Amen Ra. Now we can see the leopard skin, so probably this person is a priest. Is he red? Is he wearing a crown? Is that a crown right there? compare the color of his skin with the white of the eye. I don't know if you have a different term in English for the white of the eye. You know, in French we say le blanc de l'œil. So I translate it word for word, but maybe you have another way to say it in English. If that's the case, feel free. Let me look at the comments. Number X wrote, that's incredible how much evidence they left behind. I thought they didn't leave behind these many. Who? Indeed, I'm aware a lot of people never seen those. Then he wrote, these will be the people who could afford it. Number X wrote, at the end, it was still all black. At the end, it was still all black. Definitely. Definitely. Then he wrote, like anything else. Nope. It's the same, Shaka. Now, this is from the Museo Egizio in Torino, or Turin, Italy. So this is from the website. I did not take this picture myself. I went there, but this picture is taken from the website. Reference S.7910. And it comes from the Chapelle of Maya TT338. Now, for those who don't know the story, when I went to Torino, if my memory doesn't fail me, it's the first time that I traveled to a museum abroad, or even other museums, you know, in France and Belgium. The Louvre Museum is near my house. Okay, so I went there, you know, many times. You know, I had the membership, so I could go there anytime I want. I could even bring some people on certain days. But anyway, the museum in Torino, or Turin, they call it Torino, of course, in Italy. I went there. There was so much, I returned the next day. And I don't recall ever doing that for another museum. And I've been to many. I've been to many. They have so much. And even after I went the next day, there's a lot of artifacts that, you know, that I skipped, that I passed. You know what I'm saying? That museum has so much very nice artifacts over there. Danny wrote, the hair is telling. But, you know, the rulers, it is said that they were wearing, you know, wigs, you know, that they were, you know, the head were shaving to avoid, you know, lice or whatever, you know, this insects and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So does that mean each and every single rulers or nobles had their head shaven? I don't know, you know. Now my ex wrote, those damn Italians have too much of our stuff. Yeah. Then he wrote, wow. Hold on, I have to plug my computer because battery is low. Noted. Oh, Donnie wrote, wow, so Torino is above the Louvre. No, the Louvre have more artifact, you know. But Torino have a lot of they have a lot of paintings still. I mean, it's just very nice. They have a lot of very nice artifact, very nice artifact. For example, the Louvre, they have way more artifacts. They have a lot of pots, a lot of different objects, like we've seen, you know, about sheets, clothing, vases, you know. Don't get me wrong, they have statues, they have paintings as well. But I start to wonder, do they have more paintings in Torino than in the Louvre? Maybe not, but the quality in Torino of the painting is something else. But anyway, same thing here from the website. So the reference is the same. So it's the same artifact from the website of the Museo Egizio in Torino, Italy. Okay. So it looks like he has a, I'm not sure if this is leopard skin, but this is definitely an animal. I mean, from the face, it looks like a leopard, you know. Usually the leopard skin is more yellowish, but so I'm sorry. Now that's the same artifact, you know, different area. Same artifact. They don't look red to me. Now this one is the British Museum. Stela of Sobek Hotep, reference EA 1368. And if we do a close-up, they don't look red to me. We can compare the skin tone with the clothing. So this is a typical offering table with different, food stuff, So usually we have that ox's leg or, mammal's leg, and then usually we have, some vegetables as well, or maybe fruits, but usually I think it's vegetables and meat, So that's obviously, a lotus flower. That's definitely a flower, And so we can see them, smelling the lotus flower. Him and also her right there. Now here, the color has faded away around the necklace, around the face, even around the hair. And that's what they love to show, when the color has faded away. Now here, it starts to fade, the color that is around the hair, but mainly we can see the color. And if you look at the color of the skin on the face and compare it with the white area of the eye or the clothing, then it's clear that this is not a red person. But the color starts to fade away around the arm as well. Yeah. Anyway. Beret Emheru of Hunefer, reference EA9901, 3, British Museum. The link is at the bottom. They don't look red to me. And his name is here. Sesh Nesu Hu Nefer. It's read from right to left here. We have Nesu placed first, then we have Sesh, then we have Hu, and we have Nefer with the two phonetic complement of the F sound and R sound. Royal scribe or scribe of the king, Hu Nefer. His name is written on the artifact. Doesn't look red to me. We can compare his skin tone with the white area of the eye and his white clothing. Now, she doesn't look yellow to me here, does she? Dang. It doesn't look red to me here. Donnie wrote, perhaps the smelling of the lotus is a reminder of good smelling and cleanliness, only speculating. There is a documentary about the lotus flower and the smelling. I think I did not finish it. I started, and I don't know if they were getting into metaphysics, stuff like that, but I think it was saying that, the smelling of the lotus was doing something like, I don't want to say that it would get them high. And once again, that's a documentary that's on YouTube, okay? But there was something saying something to that effect, that maybe it was making them feel a certain way, let's put it this way, you know what I'm saying? So here we can look at his face, the color of his skin, and compare it with the white area of the eye and also his white clothing. Now you can see that the color is fading away around the eye. It's fading away also around the arm, So Wujao with his 99%, some people, I don't know, this the eyesight, the color is fading also here, and this happens a lot, but a lot of people are not familiar with that, Donnie wrote, it got pseudo, I've seen it. Well, there it is. And from what I remember, I watched the beginning. I liked it, and then I was like, I bounced. Donnie wrote, been down that rabbit hole. So when Donnie Williams say God pseudo, is talking about that documentary about the lotus flower in ancient Egypt, you know what I'm saying? So for the record, his name is there also. We have Sesh Nesu, and then here we have Hu Nefer. Now this time Nefer is written without the two phonetic complements. So this is not hieratic, it's really cursive hieroglyphic, but it doesn't look the same as when it is carved, of course. And there, of course, we have Ara. That's the R, that's the Ein, the A, the glottal A sound. Then we have the determinative of the solo disc. Then we have the single stroke, and we have the classifier or determinative or ideogram of the netcher. You know, we can tell because of the beard. So here we have the word Ara. So this is from the same artifact, for the record, the Book of the Dead of Hunefer in the British Museum. Okay. So here we can see the leopard skin. So most likely this is a priest. Okay. It doesn't look red to me at all. And the color starts to fade around the skin area. Here, here, you know, but we can compare his skin color with the white of the eye and also with the clothing here. And also with the white part of the leopard skin. So he doesn't look red to me at all. Now this is from the St. Louis Art Museum. You have the link right here. This is the mummy mask of Kai Neferui. Reference 19,1998. So here again we can compare the color of the skin tone with the white of the eye, and we can tell that the color has started to fade away in some part of the face. But that's a statue. Some people may be tripping about that. Okay, fine. Oh, I never even noticed that this is, it looks like a female because of the hair, and well, it's very small on your end. I cannot make it larger because those are slides. This is a PowerPoint right now that I'm sharing. But if you actually look up, you know, Mummy Mask of Kai Neferui, or if you take the time to type the URL, you'll be able to make it larger. But we have a female with, as a matter of fact, you know what? Let's do it. I'm going to share the link in the chat. Right, I've shared the link in the chat. So I'm going to click on it. Oh, snap. It's not a clickable link. No, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to copy the full URL. This time it will be a clickable link. Okay, so now I'm going to click it. So this is the URL. Oh, I thought we could make it larger. But she looks like she has the position of adoration. Thought I could make it larger. Oh, I cannot. But anyway, that was just, you know, I don't know. Let's go back to... Now, Daniel wrote, the way the language is constructed is pure genius to me. Well, the grammar is very precise. It's very precise. And you have some dudes like, you know, that Moorish dude who talked about the hieroglyphic has not been deciphered, the Meta-Nature has not been deciphered. But, you know, he's on that platform of pseudos. And you have that older cat, I forgot his name, but that Hebrew Israelite cat, you know, and I think he said that he studied, you know, at the university, most likely some Bible studies, but he said the Meta-Nature is, he said it's gibberish. He believes it hasn't been deciphered. I mean, some people, man. And of course, we have, you know, Walter Williams, that people call Dr. Walter Williams. I don't know what doctorate he had, or I don't know what field he had. You know, he's knowledgeable. I bought both his books about Christianity and Islam. But I'm sorry, he's wrong saying that the nature has not been deciphered, But some people just like to repeat what some older people told them or what some friends told them, like the Riparianites. Whatever Uja and Osar said, they just repeat it like clowns, like Batishan, for example. Now, this is from a book by Bean Manley called Egyptian Art. Now, I don't have the page number because that's a PDF book, but it is a reference or slide or picture 1, and it says view of the burial chamber of the mayor of Thebes, Senefer, and it says see page 119. So does he look red here? And those other people right there, do they look red? And notice, you see this guy right here? You can see the skin color or color period fading away because it is so old. See here? We can see that he is fading away. And many times they show us artifacts where the color has faded away, mainly or partially. But if you look here, see the skin tone here? That's not the kind of artifacts that they will show many times when you have book covers, when you have documentaries. That's not what they like to show. This is the tomb of Seti the First. Now, you're gonna see whose father he is. I mean, who his son is. Some people say, "Oh, Ramesses, he was red." People's favorite, Wikipedia, Seti the First. You have the link in the chat. He is the father of who? Of Ramesses II. He is the father of Ramesses II. So, this comes from his tomb. Are they red? Here you can see the color fading away around the back area, around the forearms. Now here it looks like the color has faded a lot more on his body. But those people are not red. See, here the color is fading around the hair area as well, just like here as well, just like here in the back it starts to fade a little bit. So the person who took the picture is Sandro Vanini. He worked with Dr. Zahir Was and many other people. So you have the link here. These pictures are hosted on flickr.com. This is from the tomb of Rekmire. Is this guy red right here? And the color has faded away. You can see here around the hair. Also here it has faded away. But here that gives you an idea of how it was initially. Same here, gives you an idea of how the color was initially. Because you can compare the skin tone with the white of his garment or clothing. Or the white color of this dog right here. Or the white color of this animal right here. They are actually carrying that animal. That's a stick right here. And the animal is tied. The legs of the animal are tied to that stick that they are carrying. This comes from the tomb of Seti I. Remember that Seti I is Ramesses II's father. So here we have a person wearing a crown, so most likely it is him. We have his cartouche. I cannot read too well, right? But it's, and as a matter of fact, here he says Nesut, So This is most likely Seti the First. And as a matter of fact, here it looks like Men Ma'atra, and Men Ma'atra was one of the name of Seti the First. Do they show that on Wikipedia? They do. I've shared the link already to that Wikipedia article. And first thing it says is Men Ma'at Ra. They put Ray, but you know. Men Ma'at Ra Seti the First, or Sethos the First in Greek, was the second pharaoh of the 19th dynasty of Egypt during the New Kingdom period, ruling circa 1294 or 1290 BC to 1279 BC. He was the son of Ramesses I and Sitre, most likely Sitra or Satra anyway, and the father of Ramesses II. The name Seti means offset, which indicates that he was consecrated to the god Set, also termed Sutek or Set. As with most pharaohs, Seti had several names. Upon his ascension, he took the prenomen Men Ma'at Ara. That's the Ayin. That's the transliteration for the Ayin. Ayin is a glottal A sound. Ah, like we have in Ma'at. Men Ma'at Ra. So if we go back to the artifact that we were looking at, from the thebanmappingproject.com, you have the link at the bottom. It's a reliable website. Now this is image from the Theban mapping website. They gave the reference to that image, 16217, taken on April 2011. And here in that Shen or Shenu, in that cartouche, we do have men here. We have Ma'at here because we can see the ostrich feather on the head. The men is the Senate game. So this glyph has the phonetic value men, transliterated MN. Ma'at we all know. And then we have Ara. Ra is placed first, but this is a honorific inversion. Out of respect, they place it first. So we don't read that Ra Ma'at Men. We read that Men Ma'at Ra. Ma'at is also a god or a Neteret, a goddess. You know, let's be specific. So out of respect, they place her before as well. This is part of the grammar of the hieroglyphic. So we can see his skin tone. Is he red? Now look at the skin tone of this most likely priest because he wears the leopard skin. Is he red? Now we can see on Seti the First, Ramesses II's father, that the color of the skin has started to fade away. But if we look at the other people, it gives us a clue of how most likely the skin color was before it started to fade away. And it's the same here. We see that, you see around the arm, the forearm, around the elbow, you know, even around the leg, the color started to fade away because it's so old. And back then it was better preserved because, you know, those tombs didn't have that much access, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, the air, the lightning, you know what I'm saying? All of this, you know, doesn't help with the preservation, you know. But if we look at this person's skin tone, it gives us a clue of how most likely the skin was initially. But regardless, they are not red. And that's a close-up right there. There's less participation in the chat, and I understand that right now it's like midnight, so maybe I should call it a day. Do we have one or two people? And I'm an expert. Oh man, that's a good painting. Do we have one or two people? Because if there's one or two people, I don't mind, you know. But if there's nobody, you know, I can continue some other time. But thank you for being there. And I would definitely, you know, go through some Medunet chat. Then we now wrote only a few of us. Okay, well, as long as there's still some people, you know. I prefer that over beef, you know. I don't wake up no morning looking for beef, but you know, some people, you know, they don't understand. Don't start none, won't be none. So here it is. KV17 still Seti the First, Ramesses II's father. Are they red? No, they're not red. And when we look at the skin tone of this person here on the left and this person on the right, it gives us a clue of how most likely the skin tone was initially before it started to fade away, because we can tell on the forearm here and around the leg that it started to fade away because it's so old. And for a strange reason, something happened around the face area. They did that a lot, defacing, for whatever reason. And here we can clearly see Men Ma'at Ara. So same thing here. This is once again the Theban mapping project. Danny Williams with Exhibit A. The Theban mapping project, very reliable website, handled by some scholars. So gate H, left thickness, that's how they described it. So are those people red? So if we look at the skin area here, it gives us a clue of how the skin tone was initially. But indeed, we can see it has faded away over time. And this is the king. We can tell because of his headdress, right? So this is Seti the first. This is Ramesses II's father. Is he red? It doesn't look red to me. It looks black to me. Or some people don't like the word black, so they would say dark brown, but definitely not red. Who's going to call that red? And of course, on the left, well, the color has faded away way more. And we can tell he has a headdress. We can even see the cobra or the snake here, right? So this is the kind of artifact that they will show, because here the color has faded way more, right? Dang. This picture was taken by Vanini, Sandro Vanini, who once again worked with Zahi Hawass and many other scholars. So you have the link at the bottom. It's on gettyimages.co.uk. This is from the tomb of Seti I, mural painting of Pharaoh from 19th dynasty. This is Ramesses II's father. But some people say, oh, Ramesses, he was red. He was reddish. Well, he's his father. So if we compare the skin tone with the white area of the eye, it makes it clear that this person was not red. It was not painted red. It was not painted reddish. And we can see where the color has faded away in different area. But if we look around the ear, most likely the skin was just darker. But some people may say, no, it's just okay, fine. We have all the other parts of the face. Ujao, is he red? Now he said 99%. We've seen quite a few. Not only pictures they have taken or screen prints from videos they have taken in museums, we have seen different websites from Museo Egizio, the museum in Turin, Italy. We have seen also from the Theban mapping project, and now this is a picture taken by Sandro Vanini, right? So that 99%, that's just him talking smack. Are they red here? Tomb of Nebamen, British Museum. Reference on the screen, URL on the screen. That's from the tomb of Seti the First. But at the bottom, those are Neteru mainly, but not those, not them. Sorry. Here, they are Neteru or gods. Probably those two as well, but I cannot tell too much if there's a beard or not. But those are not. So here, you see the skin tone of that one here on the top left or far left, and actually when you go from the far left to the right, you can see how the skin color has faded away. So many times they will show people like that. When the skin color has faded away that much, that's what they will do. Nama X wrote, the contrast between these and the Asiatics on the other side of Kemet is really clear to me. People try to Asianize Kemet, but we are seeing how Kemet was distinctly black. We are seeing that. That's what Chief X ran. Chief X ran quick. We made an appointment. He never showed up. So you have a lady, I forgot her name. She's an Egyptian lady, a young lady. She has probably 2 YouTube accounts. And she's been going at people who said that the ancient Egyptians were black, and she does like many other people. They show artifacts from the late period when the when the Greeks ruled, the Macedonian/Greeks ruled, and later the Romans ruled, right? Or if they will show some artifacts from the Middle Kingdom, the Old Kingdom, that would be where the color has faded away. You know what I'm saying? It's fine if people disagree, and we can dialogue, we can deal with the information, right? But when it comes to 99%, they use their shade, which means red. I don't see no red here with the skin tone. British Museum, Book of the Dead, or Peret Emheru. I really don't like that misnomer, but that's what most people know it as. So here, if they say, okay, she's yellow, okay, the color is yellowish, yeah, okay, fine, okay, all right. I ain't gonna lose sleep over it. But we read the convention as stated by the British Museum. It was a convention. It doesn't mean it was the case each and every time. We've seen many women who were black or dark brown, you know what I'm saying? So book Beret Emheru of Nejmet, right? British Museum reference EA 10515, sorry. Reference EA 10541, and here it doesn't look red to me. His skin tone, his skin color do not look red to me. And if you look around the nose area or mouth area, it's not exactly the same as just below the eye or around the neck, because we can see that the color has faded away because it is quite old. Now that book, I have it right there. The Book of Nacht or Nacht. Some people may pronounce it Nachet. So they don't look red to me. They don't look red to me. It surely doesn't look red to me at all. And same thing as usual, you can see the color that starts to fade away because this is quite old. Does she look red? Does she look yellow? Do they look, those ladies, those women, do they look yellow? Dang, is he red? Is she red? Is she yellow? And we can see around the face, around the cheek, that the color is fading away. Even the color in the nipple, not red, not yellow. The woman here, not yellow. Once again, you can see when the color fades away, right? But when it didn't fade away, you can see the color here. Here it starts to fade away a little bit around the torso or abdomen, and even around the face a little bit. Now that lady, some may say, oh yeah, she's yellow / yellowish, but still, you can see it's way lighter here. So it was, darker, even if you look around the hand, even around the arm. But this guy doesn't look red to me. Is he red? Page 81 of the Book of Nacht by Abdel Ghaffar Shadid. King Tut, Tutankhamen, Akhenaten's son, Yeah, they may say he is deified, if that is him and not Uzziah. But here, that's King Tut, Tutankhamen, Akhenaten's son, Amenhotep III's grandson. So his grandfather is there. It is consistent. Amenhotep III happened to be one of the most powerful rulers that ancient Egypt or Kemet ever had. Nama wrote, I love how they emphasize the lips in the paintings. Those aren't Asiatic lips. Haha. We see that on paintings and some statues as well sometimes. But we have to be careful with the statues, the color of the statue, because we have to know what material it was. We have some statues where we can clearly see we have some painting. Right. And I remember many years ago, I was on a message board or forum dealing with, natural hair. And I talked about, the ancient Egyptians and stuff like that. And there's a lady, she was a Latina, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter where she was from, but I'm just saying. I remember that detail. She posted a picture of Ramesses II, and it was like a black material, the statue was. And she went on saying, oh yeah, but he's black, isn't he? Huh? Look at his aquiline nose. Look at the shape of the lips, but he's black, right? She was being condescending like that. Well, I don't know if she's still alive or if she's well, but if she wants to holler, she can feel free. Because back then it was message boards. We didn't have live streaming. You know what I'm saying? They all ran like Usain Bolt. I'm not making that up. What I'm showing is not my creation. It comes from museums, mainly, or actual tombs/temples. Those are ancient Egyptians. But then we have some pseudos who talk about, 99% of the artifacts. Now I'm an expert. Oh man, I miss message boards. Hey. Well, now it's way better than message boards. Because on message boards, we are typing. What we do now when we have live streaming, we have chats, we are typing. We can share links, we can share screens. So back then, most people will put links for pictures. Then the message boards allowed us to actually put the pictures within the text. But many people didn't even know how to do that, Now we cannot share only pictures, but even videos. We can speak. Back then, it was just in writing. And how many times we typed messages and we clicked send, the page was loading, and then error. Everything you typed, it was in vain. That's the good old days, man. The good old days. And many of us used to debate on message boards. So in this era of information, communication is so easy now. Now we can share pictures from book pages. Some books are in PDF, so we can just scroll through the PDF or make a screen print. It's just way quicker and way more convenient to share information. So lately, people don't talk about the skin color of the ancient Egyptians. A few people try, here and there. Oh, no, it's not important. It's more important than that. Why? Oh, okay, right. That French dude talking about, they were cosmopolitan. That's another way of saying, like Metatron said, what does he say again? Multi-ethnic, Am I going to say, well, in Rome, ancient Rome, they were multi-ethnic. They had people from other backgrounds. So, Caesar was more multi-ethnic. Am I going to say Caesar was mixed race or biracial or, multi-ethnic? You know what I'm saying? All these other empires, big societies. Am I going to say, Greece? Look at Greece, where it's located, in the Mediterranean area, not far from Africa. So they were multi-ethnic. But when it's ancient Egypt, they were multi-ethnic. Donnie wrote, me personally, I'm over there. I'm over the color part. What do you mean exactly? I don't understand. But Donnie wrote, good old days. Diop and Obenga, 1974. But now we can share easily the actual artifacts, the archaeological records. But back in 74, they did their thing with the grammar, with the text. They probably shared some artifacts. I don't have any video of the Cairo Symposium. I don't think it was filmed. So we have that PhD whose name that I've put previously. That one there. Now his nickname is in French. It's a wordplay to spell Pharaoh in French. In French we say Pharaon. So his nickname is Le Pharaon. Literally, phonetically, it's like saying the Pharaoh in French. In French we say Le Pharaon. But phare is basically it's like a light, you know, like I don't even know how you call it in English. How do you call phare in English? Lighthouse, okay. Lighthouse or headlamp, right? Now, I'm not sure what it is, you know, but anyway, that guy, that PhD in Egyptology, he will talk about Dr. Diop and Dr. Obenga and say, yeah, they dealt with language, but it was not sufficient. It was not conclusive. It was not convincing enough. You know, they would say things like that. Well, the argument is not only about the language, you know, we have the records, we have the artifacts. Then they are colorblind. Now, the brother Sheffrin, he allowed me to show some artifacts, but I had to insist, didn't I? What did Ujau say? Oh, well, if you show me some, you know, back to back or something like that, you know, I can show you some as well. What about those that I've shown? They are not red. There's a few more I haven't shown. So we deal with facts, we deal with reality. Australia, we look at the majority of the inhabitants. They are white skin of European descent, mainly from England, Great Britain, England. But before them, we had the indigenous inhabitants. So are people going to say, oh no, you know what I'm saying, you know, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, you know, look. You see Prince Charles, Prince Henry? That's how they look like. That's basically what they're trying to do with Kemet or ancient Egypt. Trying to say that the people we see now, they were the same back then. What did Chief X say? That the ancient Egyptians were Caucasians. Yes, that's what he said. And what did Butler Reggie say? He congratulated Chief X after Chief X said that the ancient Egyptians were Caucasians. He didn't say Caucasoids, he said Caucasians. I'm gonna let you hear it. Exhibit C, where is it? Butler Reggie congratulated Chief X after Chief X said that the ancient Egyptians were Caucasians from pre-dynastic time until today. That the ancient Egyptians are the modern Egyptians. Butler Reggie, Reginald Antoine Mabry, congratulated Chief X after Chief X said that the ancient Egyptians were Caucasians from pre-dynastic time until today. Make that make sense? So the video is called Reggie is not a Captain Saver HOE. He's an idiot. Parentheses, it says D-up melanin dosage test. Let's hear Chief X.
Sometimes I feel if they're disrespectful, I can be disrespectful.
Okay, thanks a lot for your answer. Guy who was a kind of at the edition of the Navy, we were maintaining. And you know, so in summary, Chief X, you're maintaining that when we talk about ancient Egypt, between the first dynasty, circa 3000 BC, until let's say
what dynasty?
Well, the first dynasty, 3000 BC, you know, all the way until the Assyrians took over 600 BC. Do you maintain that there was no black African ancient Egyptians?
The ancient Egyptians are Caucasians. That's my stance.
Now he said the ancient Egyptians are Caucasians. That's his stance. That's Chief X, the pseudo dude.
The ancient Egyptians are Caucasians. That's my stance.
Okay. So from 2000 BC until today, right?
Pre-dynastic times up until now.
I get it.
My stance is the modern day Egyptian is the ancient Egyptian.
Okay. Thanks a lot for your answer. Hey, brothers, I'm gonna leave y'all. Thank you for having me. I'm heading to work now. Good build, you know. Take care, brothers.
All right, go subscribe. Go subscribe, bro. Catch up.
And when I left, listen to Butler Reggie congratulating Chief X. I'm going to fast forward a few seconds, but you have the link to the video. So it took me a while to leave because Chief X was basically almost begging me to subscribe to him. But I was already subscribed anyway. I just wasn't 100% sure. But anyway, let's hear from Reggie.
Said something in the into the yeah, older disrespectful to me. A lot of people have sent out to the whole. I mean, I don't.
It's up to that generation, the elders. Be about it, Captain Saberhawk. Step.
Now, I'm going to put the music off so you can hear Butler Reggie congratulating Chief X right after he said that the ancient Egyptians were Caucasians from pre-dynastic time until today.
Up to the plate. And what you did is, I'm not a Captain Saberhawk. So even though I have great love for Kemet, right? I watched you flat tire him, right? He was all the way wrong. He was arguing the color of the skin, then he lied and said that Diab wanted a melanin sample before the human genome was decoded, right?
Right.
He was all the way wrong, right?
Right.
I'm not gonna say because what I've been doing for the years, I've been putting the information.
I want you to hear when he said good job and all that, you know. Hold on. Going back a little bit. Okay, so I'm here.
Peace, brothers. Peace, brothers.
Right.
All right, peace.
AC, a good job, Chief X.
Good job, Chief X. So let me go back again.
I will subscribe to your account.
Okay, so the way I know you're subscribed, listen, the way I know you're subscribed is to see a comment from you. I'll be waiting.
No, I can't leave a comment. You won't say that I'm a subscriber.
Oh my God. You're
well, okay, we never get around this, but I'm saying, you know, you can take my word of not for it. I will subscribe to your channel.
Okay, now comment so I know you subscribe. That's all
okay,
I'm
all right, peace, brothers. Peace, brothers.
Christ.
All right, peace.
AC, a good job, Chief X.
And Righteous said something in the comment.
But anyway, you heard him. You know, he congratulated Chief X. You know? So make that make sense. That Butler Reggie is something. Nama X wrote, wow, Reggie didn't even say Asiatic. No, that's Chief X. That's Chief X. He went all the way Caucasian. Oh, Chief X, not Reggie. Okay. Nama X wrote, wow, haha. Some of these boomer scholars speak before they think. Butler Reggie is like that. Butler Reggie, he can disagree with somebody. He can dislike somebody and hate somebody. If somebody else comes, he has an issue with that other person, he will side by the dude that he was disagreeing with, disliking, hating, as long as he's against that newest person that he has an issue with. Butler Reggie, but it's okay. I don't want to waste my time with Butler Reggie. The House of Conscious Mess. Frankie ain't getting that paper. He looks like he deleted some videos like he said he would, because now we see very old videos now. So he's trying to do his thing on Patreon. I don't think we see Butler Reggie much on that platform or other. So it is what it is, man. See, Butler Reggie by himself, he ain't doing jack. Butler Reggie needs to go on people's platform. I'm on my platform. I put up on other people's platforms sometimes, right? I did before. But man, yeah, I have my platform. Butler Reggie doesn't have his own platform to share information. I mean, he has at least 2 YouTube channels, one where he showed his xenophobia, but he has already shown that, publicly on different platforms. And he has his main YouTube channel where he doesn't share any information because he knows he's barely going to have any people, barely going to have any views, barely going to have any comments. You know what I'm saying? So now, for strange reason, Butler Reggie wanted Dr. Zahir Hawass' PhD to be stripped of him because Zahir Hawass is of the same opinion as Chief X. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Some people have some problems. I'm sharing the title and the link in the chat. You will see and hear Butler Reggie requiring that Dr. Zahir Hawass' doctorate degree be stripped of him. The video is called Clown Reggie Shares a Petition to Strip Dr. Zahir Hawass of his doctorate. For what reason? Because Zahir Hawass is of the same opinion as Chief X. But when Chief X told me that the ancient Egyptians are Caucasians from pre-dynastic time until today, Butler Reggie congratulated him and told him, good job. And you can hear my response. I did not talk about genome or DNA. I talked about the melanin dosage test. And in that video, I cite Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop saying that he begged Egypt to give him these samples. And as a matter of fact, now Donnie wrote, Reggie is hanging on for life. What I can do, hold on, it's the previous link. I can show you the part.
Let's go, pseudo. Huh? Embarrassing himself once again, making a fool out of himself. And he's the guy training Garfield. Garfield's gonna get, Jabari's gonna mop the floor with Garfield, man. Those guys don't have the sufficient level to have anybody. And Reggie, is not as bad as Garfield, but the hate is consuming and blinding Reggie. What does he say on the screen, brothers and sisters? On the left, General History of Africa, Volume 2, goddammit. Volume 2. Is that pseudo, brothers and sisters? Now let's go down. And many of you have this PDF. Now you see here, it says page 26, right? Right, brothers and sisters? So if we scroll down, that's page 27. Origin of the ancient Egyptians. Whose name is written there? Sheikh Anta Diop. So Sheikh Anta Diop will speak for himself. Right? Now, let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How do you feel right now, Reggie, if you're watching? If you're not watching live, at the time you watch this video, you must feel some kind of way now. Like, what is he going to put up now? Oh my goodness. UNESCO website. Melanin dosage test. That's page 35 because the previous one is page 34. I don't have the skill set, apparently. This is an article by Sheikh Anta Diop himself. In practice, it is possible. Can you hear me, brothers and sisters? Can you hear me well? Because I'm using my mobile phone's internet connection. So I hope it's not going to be breaking up every 2 seconds. Can you hear me well, brothers and sisters? Let me know in the chat. Can you hear me loud and clear? Or is it breaking up? Because now, that's it now. That's the end. He's not going to find a way out of this. Can you hear me well, God? You have to do everything yourself. Thank you, Pharaonist. Thank you, Imhotep 360. Good. The embarrassment that Reggie will face now. And he's doing this to himself. He waits till I leave. And melanin dosage test. In practice, it is possible to determine directly the skin color and hence the ethnic affiliations of the ancient Egyptians by microscopic analysis in the laboratory. I doubt if the sagacity of the researchers who have studied the question has overlooked the possibility. Melanin, eumelanin, the chemical body responsible for skin pigmentation, is, broadly speaking, insoluble and is preserved for millions of years in the skin of fossil animals. There is thus all the more reason for it to be readily recoverable in the skins of Egyptian mummies. Despite a tenacious legend that the skin of mummies tainted by the embalming material is no longer susceptible by any analysis. Although the epidermis is the main site of the melanin, the melanocytes penetrating the derm that's the skin, at the boundary between it and the epidermis, even where the latter has mostly been destroyed by the embalming materials, show a melanin level which is non-existent in the white-skinned races. Caucasians are typically white-skinned race, white-skinned, sorry. The samples, I myself, and this is Sheikh Anta Diop speaking right now, brothers and sisters. The samples I myself analyzed were taken in the physical anthropology laboratory of the Musée de l'Homme in Paris. Musée de l'Homme means Museum of Man. In Paris, of the mummies from the Marietta excavations in Egypt. The same method is perfectly suitable for use on the royal mummies of Thutmose III, Seti I, and Ramesses II in the Cairo Museum, which are in an excellent state of preservation. For 2 years past, that's Sheikh Anta Diop speaking, I have been vainly begging the curator of the Cairo Museum for similar samples to analyze. No more than a few square millimeters of skin will be required to mount a specimen. The preparations being a few, it looks like it's like, when you have iron and all those materials, you have some charts, so they have some abbreviation. So a few or however it's pronounced, in thickness and lightened with ethyl benzoate. They can be studied by natural light or ultraviolet lightning, which renders the melanin grains fluorescent. Either way, let us simply say that the evaluation, evaluation, let me rephrase that. Either way, let us simply say that the evaluation of melanin level by microscopic examination is a laboratory method which enables us to classify the ancient Egyptians unquestionably among the black races.
So you have it for the record, Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop, PhD, who explained that he has done the melanin dosage test. It was from a mummy held in the Museum of Man. He basically mentioned Museum of Man or Museum of Mankind, Musée de l'Homme in Paris, France, of course. And he has begged Egypt for 2 years. When I say Egypt, really, he wrote, for 2 years past, I have been vainly begging the curator of the Cairo Museum for similar samples to analyze. Now, no more than a few square millimeters of skin will be required. Just a few millimeters of skin. It's definitely possible, but they didn't want to. And it's easy to know why they didn't want to. Now, that was like, what, 50 years ago? They could, make available these few millimeters of skin today. Seems to me like Soe Kita knows how to deal with, well, who knows? He deals with the DNA, so I don't know if he deals with the melanin dosage test, but there it is. Dr. Diop was a PhD. So they will talk a lot about DNA, but what about the melanin dosage test? So then what are they going to say? Oh, those guys are Afrocentrists. That dude, the French speaker, he victimized himself. So, oh, you see, what you don't like is a white dude telling you about the ancient Egyptian cosmology. I told him I didn't even know your skin color. But anyway, it was a good stream. I loved it. Thank you once again, Donnie, for the donation. It's been a long time. We'll probably go through a fair bit of Medunetia, because today there's no work. So it's going to be a long weekend, I don't have nothing until Monday. It may change, but so far I don't have nothing until Monday. So that means that well, they won't give me anything for Friday. It's Thursday now, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Paris, Ascot. I'm in France, so yeah, I can consider that I'm already on weekend now. So it's gonna be a long weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Back to work on Monday. So I'm definitely going to go through some Medunetia. Then he wrote, all the time, bro, you know what it is. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, brother. It really makes a difference, because a lot of people, they say, yeah, thank you, congratulations and all that. But when it comes to, and those pseudo people like Chief X, he gets plenty of donations. Butler Reggie, he gets plenty of donation. You know what I'm saying? The pseudos who talk about, the ancient Egyptians were red, they get some donations too. Norma X, well, thank you for the teachings, brother Shaka. Be there for the next one. So it's not mandatory to make donations, but at least, brothers and sisters, hit that like button. Leave a comment. It helps with the analytics, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't leave a sentence, leave a word, leave a hotep. You don't want to type hotep? Put HTP. Put peace. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. Share the video. Get people to come in. If you know some people who disagree with my claims or the claims of Dr. Diop, right? Tell them, hey, feel free. He will talk with you. You know what I'm saying? But at least hitting the like button and leaving a comment as well, it will help. It will help. Now, when I talk about donation, I'm not greedy at all. $1 is fine with me. So for those who don't know, there's my PayPal and my Cash App. $1 is fine with me. Oh, I don't know why it didn't work. I'm going to try directly on the YouTube page. Well, it worked on the YouTube page. So here is my Cash App, Ma'at Forever, $ Ma'at Forever, and my PayPal, paypal.me/Ma'at Forever. Oh snap! I don't think the link's gonna work because it was supposed to be a space. Ma'at Forever. Let me see. Yeah, unfortunately. Damn, it means all the time I shared it. I have to check that. Let me remove that. Share that again. Okay, it works. So let me make my closing remarks. Stay safe, stay healthy. If I'm allowed to by the net chat, I will definitely holler back at you. I don't argue, I state facts. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. If you do not think right, you will not act right. If you know better, you will do better. Do I to do any cheru. Ho tap.
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving Medu Nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video Kemet and Ma'at before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Nature class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Nature lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Nature, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody is interested in learning the Meta Nature, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Nature classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Nature class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't
forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/ma'at4ever.